Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we are going into Alliance War Season 35, which is Reappear. And yeah, we're going to kick this season off. War number 1, we still have Alliance War Miss-Tic Dispersion in play. These are all the champs that can have that global defensive tactic. And overall, not too bad of a tactic to deal with, especially when you have the offensive tactic Defiance. There's a lot of solid champs that can really destroy a lot of those champs, regardless where they're at on the map. So here's a little preview. I only have 6 fights this war in war number 1, but I do get to bring Apoc for 1 fight, which was kind of fun, and I got Thing and Nebula to take care of the rest. And then I'll showcase the boss. So we are up against Sålty. So and also just FYI, they changed where they show the bands. Kind of confusing. That first little button in the screen is where you can see the opponent's attacker bands now. You can see that they banned Ghost, Torch, and Spider-Man 2099. And then here's just a quick preview to look through the maps of what we saw. I'm in BG2. Feel free to pause if you want to look at any of the defenders and stuff that we fought against and the placements and whatnot. But yeah, we're going up path 2 in section 1. We have node 5, has strike, counter, fury, and power struggle. So we're only going to get a bar of power when the opponent reaches a bar of power, and we do want to manage our combo with, you have 2 heavies, 5 mediums, or 4 mediums, 5 lights, and that's before, if you empty the hit counters on those, you start building up the passive furies on the defender. So Kraven, he has the ability to reduce the debuff duration on non-damaging debuffs, so stuns, weakness, concussion, stuff like that. So I started off with a heavy, and I'm pretty sure that's the only heavy that I throw in this fight, just because I'm not sure that with maybe Max Limber, I will have enough time to get in another heavy with him reducing the duration of the stuns 10% each time. And yeah, we're just gonna throw off our specials pretty much as soon as he gets to a bar of power or to 2 bars of power. We're gonna try to block bait, cut our combo short after 4 hits, so that he does not throw his special 1. The special 1 is the one that does the trap. So here we're just blocking. We have let a few of the furies built up, but it's not that big of a deal. A little bit of chip damage doesn't mean much. And Kraven is KO'd right there. And we just had Apoc for just that 1 fight. No other reason, not trying to build him up, not going to use him in any other fights, don't need a horseman or anything like that. And then next up, we got this rank 4 max 6 sig 200 Terrax, and it has strike, counter, fury again, brute force, power focus 1, node 14. I had an invul boost on from the last fight, still have it running on this fight. He's going to start off with a lot of the power. Obviously he's power locked until he drains it. We do a heavy to get rid of the indestructibles, get a little protection up, and we are going to take a little bit of the rock field damage at the beginning, but once he empties his power, rock field damage comes off, and then it's got power focus 1, so he is going to be able to get to special 1 over and over fairly quickly. And we are ignoring the strike counter for this fight because Thing can bypass it. Once they start to get 6, 7, 8 furies every time they touch you, the damage that their attack value is so high that it automatically triggers protection. And I'm just going to be managing from my end when protection is going to be falling off, and then I'm going to back off and then get a parry in and basically not be able to take any damage. So you can see at the beginning of the fight, before protection was up and taking the rock field damage, I took 9% damage. I'm at 91%. But pretty much from here on out, I'm not going to be able to take any damage. So long as I land those parries, we can get that protection up. And we're just going to keep smashing. We're not going to be building up a lot of our passive furies because we're going to be pretty aggressive at doing like a 4-hit combo, and then backing off, getting a parry, re-enabling that protection, and just keep smashing him out. When he throws a special, there's enough time for the rock timer to expire and then manually give me the 5 Furies, but other than that, it's not that big of a deal. A rank 3 thing could definitely do this. A 5-star thing could definitely do this. It would just take a little bit longer. You could put Liquid Courage, Double Edge on to make it go faster, because you actually heal from the poison, but didn't feel the need to use the units for that, and fairly easily take down that rank 4 Masacre Terrax. I'm gonna move up to this MODOK, and then I'm gonna back up. This was just to give some energy to my teammate Mirage Turtle, who was going up the middle, that needed an extra energy to get through all of his fights on one set of boosts towards the end. We swing over to node 24, Aspect of Evolution, the E.M.P modification. It's got Burden of Might and Bubble Shield. So I've done this fight a number of times. This is one of the fights that this is the fight that I died to last season, the only death that I had, and I was just me making a mistake. So the whole concept here is you do want to dex. You want to dex at least, twice. So you give him 4 E.M.P charges, which is going to convert into 5 shocks per E.M.P charges, so you can get the max 20 amp charges on Nebula, and then you can just parry and transfer over 20 shocks. And you just want to keep repeating that, and then keep in mind the bubble shield. So right here I have 8, so I can block the first 2 hits, dex the last one, which is going to be unblockable, and then I'm good to go. And maybe I was a little bit too aggressive here and there, because there I pushed him back to special 1 before I had given him enough shock charges and E.M.P build up to transfer shock charges back to me. So we're going to take one more special 1 here, and I think this is also not going to kill him. Shocks are ticking away, but not quite enough. And we actually take 1 more, and the Aspect of Evolution really can build up. So an extra special 1 or 2 than I probably should have. I should have been a little bit more patient with getting a dex off and a hit, but Apocalypse goes down as expected. We're going to move up to go up path 3 in section 2. There's a Silver Surfer on this, rank 4. I think it's a rank 4. Yeah, no, it's only rank 3, which was actually pretty surprising, because if you're going to place a Surfer, should be a rank 4. There should be a lot of rank 4 Surfers flying around, with him being top prestige, but whatever. I'll take a rank 3 Surfer instead of a rank 4. I did have a regen boost on for the last fight, carried over into this fight. It's going to just kind of top thing off a little bit, and I just got to keep in mind Surfer is a Miss-Tic Defender, so when I get a buff, when it expires, he'll have a miss for like 4 seconds, and then it's on cooldown for 20. So you see I triggered it with the special 1 with the unblockable buff. It's a really great way to deal with it with Thing, because you can control that fairly easily. And I think I'm gonna do it again here. No, we didn't have enough rock stacks to trigger a buff on that special, but we're gonna let that armor up fall off. We trigger dex, so the next hit will trigger miss. I'm trying to think, do I hit into it twice? No. I'm trying to think if I hit into him twice. Maybe it's towards the end of this fight. 20 rocks to maybe no. I think we just kill him like right here. Special 2, yeah. So maybe I'm thinking about a different fight, but Thing takes out the Surfer on the enhanced bleed, Chitinous Thorns, enhanced armor up, cutting wires. None of that stuff really impacts Thing there, because he's bleed immune. And then last path fight, we have this shared mini boss, which has the strike counter combat power rate, buffet, Chitinous Thorns, and Outlast. It's got an Omega Sentinel. Here I'm tagging along with my buddy Sherry, who's taking out that Mordo. I was waiting for him to go in And then once he goes in, I'm like, okay, because I'm taking this Omega Sentinel, and then after that, I'm taking the Longshot. So I put on a invuln boost, and really not for this fight, but just because I was gonna take the next fight, and that's the boost that I wanted on it. We put it on this fight. We also have a special 3 defense boost, again, mainly for the next fight. But with Omega Sentinel, she's a robot Nebula with 5 or more amp charges, shuts off basically any and all nodes and abilities for robots. So we're just gonna build up to 20 charges and get to special 2. I'm gonna let her dump this power. I dex, so I'm gonna hit her, get rid of the precision, and then parry into special 2, double up the amp charges, and she's dead. So no liquid courage double edge on that one, just a 20% boost. Health and attack, 15% attack was plenty of damage. And then we're gonna move up. Sherry finishes off Mordo. He's got a rank 4 Mr. Fantastic and does a fantastic job at soloing him. And then he is going to move up, and he has a white mags to apply for me on this Longshot with the Conflictor. So Perry's going to do the passive stuns with the white mag guidance, and then combat Deja Vu Prowess, Puncture Prowess. So, you know, this one can be a little bit annoying depending on who you bring, but Longshot, pretty much for me, the counter is Thing, because Longshot Special 1 and Special 2 literally can do like 0 damage to Thing. So we are going to parry light, medium, pretty much most of the fight. We might mix in a heavy or whatnot in there. There you can see I did throw the special to convert some rock stacks into Furies, and I forgot that I shouldn't have hit into him. I hit into him once and triggered that like protection, physical damage stuff that you trigger. But yeah, so here we go. We do trigger a Prowess, no big deal. We do have, does this guy have Miss-Tic Dispersion? Yeah, he has it max. So you're gonna see after this hit, I think I'm gonna try to bait out a special 1, but no, see that there, big jump, that's max MD right there. So if I do happen to push him to special 3, it's not the end of the world. I can trigger protection manually with my heavy. We're kind of stuck in this corner. Finally, he throws the special 2, and there we triggered the miss. Take some block hits. I think I tried to parry, but my timing was just off, but no big deal. And I think I'm just going to build to a special 3, just so that I have that in case I need to smack him towards the end. Did get tagged by the special. Again, no big deal. Pure Heart L2, no big deal. Thing's immune to Nullify. He does get that first Incinerate on, but you can see the Incinerate's only doing 24 damage, so I'm actually willpower healing from it. So it's actually better if he's in Pure Heart and throws an L2 on Thing. And then we get to a special 3 and lights out. And clear out our assignment, no deaths, which is always great. And Longshot goes down. So with that, we're going to showcase our boss takedown. So we actually had a Tigra boss, which I'm not sure we've seen a Tigra boss yet, at least for our battle group. And McLeod 33, he's going to go in. He ranked forward his Immortal Abomination for this. You can see all the boosts that he has on. We have all the Mr. Fantastic pre-fights. Those came from Sherry from his rank 4 Mr. Fantastic. We have a Guidance pre-fight on. You know, Guidance is not just for the passive stuns. You do get a 15% attack boost even if you're not a hero. So we have that on there. And McLeod does a really solid job at countering Tigra's specials and heavies with the heavy right here. You can see he retaliates with his own heavy, and that just refreshes the Mr. Fantastic debuffs on, which debuff Siphoner is going to make the poisons more potent, and then Suppression is just going to limit her power, and then Petrify. Petrify is not really going to come into play much in this fight because there's no MD, there's no power gain from Tigra. I guess she can get power gain from her ruptures and stuff in the blue mode. And he did get tagged there. He had an invuln boost on. But basically, once you throw off that special 2, you just want to spam the special 1s, keep up your poisons so you can keep up the aura, and then you can just put a lot of poisons on, get the 10 poisons. Those convert into acid burn, and pretty much 2 acid burns, if not you have to start the 3rd. Will pretty much do any boss in, or most bosses in, at least the female ones that have a little bit less health. And McLeod does a good job getting the soloing the first boss of the season for our battle group 2. And our battle group did really well. 1 death. Our time was slow to theirs. They also only had 1 death, so they did a great job. And as an alliance, we ended up losing this war. So we only had 1 death, but their other 2 battle groups did great. 3 deaths there. They ended with 4. But one of our battle groups really struggled. We ended up with 11 deaths, so we lost this war. A really unfortunate way to start the season. But even with a few of the extra deaths, 4 deaths, that's a really solid score to beat. And then here's my stats for the war in the season, which is obviously the same since this is War 1. 6 fights, 6 kills, no deaths, and 0-1 in the season. So not a great way to start, but it wasn't a terribly rusty war, but definitely could do better. And good job to Salty Warriors. We played them last season. They beat us, and they beat us again. So we're gonna have to get some revenge on them. Maybe later in the season, or we'll have to wait till season 36. And then here's just the items. Only had to boost twice. Basically to 20% health and attack, to 15% attack, to 15% health. And then I used 2 invuln boosts and 1 regen boost. And then 2 potions. 2 potions to heal up the chip damage that I took on the Apoc fight. So not a bad war for item use, played fairly well, and the fact that I can split up 6 fights amongst all 3 of my attackers fairly evenly is always nice. So here's my attackers: 3 kills with Thing, 2 kills with Nebula, 1 kill with Apoc. Those are the defenders that I beat down there. We're just gonna keep building this little collage as we go throughout the season. And yeah, so season's underway. Having some fun, making sure we're smashing stuff out. Got some good fights and wars coming up that I'm trying to catch up on. Feel like I'm already a little bit behind. We've already finished Wars 2 and 3, but I got some good stuff to share with that coming soon. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.